Can't do it every day, unfortunately, due to other things going on with this crazy, busy DJ schedule. But I think we can squeeze in once a month, and that's the idea. So let's get straight into some beats, and I'll tell you a little bit more about why I'm doing this crazy thing later on. Let's get straight into it.
Keeping the rave alive.
Kutski, it's DJ Kutski in the mix.
Yes, it's Kutski in the mix live on Facebook for the Hard Boiled Breakfast. Getting hyped for the weekend, slowly but surely. 6 AM, it's still dark outside. What am I doing up at this time? But we're here live and direct. Nonetheless, if you want to shout, get involved in the Facebook chat. Punch the like button, share, let's get the numbers up there. Let's get the party rocking, because I need it. I'm still half asleep.
Have happened, you've done them in the past, and you see things wrong in them, and you want to go on and you want to do them right. And I think that's all it is, you know. It's just the desire to want to keep doing things better.
Kutski beats stronger than a hurricane.
Keeping the rave alive.
Yes, bringing the big beats to keep you awake in the morning. Get you hyped for the weekend. It's Kutski Live with a hard-boiled breakfast on Facebook. Let's get some shouts on the go from the comments section. Big shout out to Russ, locked in, saying looking forward to hard-boiled egg or two. Got you covered through till 9, Chief. Also shout to Barry Collins. Shout to Dennis from Denmark. Alex listening from New South Wales. I guess this is kind of like your evening, your drive time radio show rather than a breakfast show. Shout to Richard from East Anglia. Luke listening all the way out in Sydney, Australia. Track in the background now. Remix of a classic, Jones and Stevenson, First Rebirth. Got sent through this one. Can't believe that it's the 25th anniversary of this track. I remember hearing this played on tape packs back when I was a kid, but 25 years ago, wow, that seems crazy. Still one of the most awesome melodies in trance. We're going to be taking things tougher, full spectrum of the harder styles, you know, I like to represent. I suppose I should say, hit me up as long as the sound quality is okay. I had a few technical issues this morning, and no one needs technical issues at 6 a.m. We've been awake about 15 minutes. So let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me okay. For now, let's get back into the mix. Keep your shouts coming in. I'm going to keep monitoring them. Banging out some shouts. Let's get the community going. Punch the share button if you're listening on Facebook. I see the numbers shooting up. Making me a little bit nervous because I'm still, like I said, half asleep. Not quite sure what's going on, but anyway, back into the beats. Harder stuff coming up very shortly.
altruistic, atheistic, better, that's my cross statistic. That defying my existence, future sounds so globalistic. Higher, high and hedonistic, I defy so jingoistic. Kill him, let him die, that motherfucking nasty guy. Altruistic, atheistic, better, that's my cross statistic. That defying my existence, future sounds so globalistic. Higher, high and hedonistic, I defy so jingoistic. Kill him, let him die, that motherfucking nasty guy. Altruistic, atheistic, better, that's my cross statistic. That defying my existence, future sounds so globalistic. Higher, high and hedonistic, I defy so jingoistic. Kill him, let him die, that motherfucking nasty guy. Keeping the rave alive.
Kutski.
Starting to feel a little bit more wake up now. I've got the power too, in the form of caffeine. Big shout out to Chris Williams, who's got the power too, by saying he's waking up with a spliff and hard beats. Also shout out to Marco. Shout out to Richard. Lots of high five emojis there. Shout out to James Coghill, says just what he needs to get him up at 6:45 in the morning. So what have we got coming up on the show this morning? We've got some guests calling in, some DJs in the industry, going to be catching up with them, seeing what they're up to this weekend, what's going on in their lives at the moment. Up next, brand new one from Kit Hype. This is one of my favourite tunes at the moment. Trust me, you'll love it.
I tried this, tried that, tried everything. Coming right back, right back. Won't you wait for me? I need you to stay right there.
This your one is dangerous.
I tried this, tried that, tried everything. Coming right back, right back. Won't you wait for me? I need you to stay right there. I'm coming right away. All in my head. All in my head. All in my head.
One time I spin up this bomb buckler, I'm here. Whole crowd say, massive and crew, hold tight, book 'em. Big soon, pull up, real one. Massive and crew, hold tight, book 'em. Big soon, pull up, real one.
So we've got all the usual features of the show coming up. We've got the mystery years. I dug some tough ones this week. Test your knowledge of hard beats. We've got Crystal Mad joining us on the phone very shortly. New talent from the UK signed to Raw Style label out in Holland. Nightbreed, the Endymion crew. Going to be catching up with him, see what's going on in his world. A little later in the morning, we're catching up with a good friend of mine, Joey Riot. He had a big event down in Bournemouth, Religion, last weekend. Just want to find out the gossip on that one. Got a new feature coming up called Back to Your Roots, where we play the first track ever released by a bunch of artists who you're going to know. But you may not recognise their first ever release. before all of that, time to get a few more beats in. It's Kutski in the mix, hard-boiled breakfast.
Keeping the rave alive.
hold you close. There's fire in my soul, so run to me again. I feel you, I want you. I know your touch is all I need. I'm waiting, you're shining. Your name, my friend. I feel you. I want you. I'm waiting. You're shining. I'm waiting. You're shining. You're shining. I'm waiting. You're shining. I feel you. I want you. I know your touch is all I need. I'm waiting. You're shining. I'm waiting. You're shining.
Hey, this is The Lead, and you're listening to Keeping the Rave Alive with Kutski.
Okay, as we move on to our first guest of the show, who we should have on the phone very shortly. And then I just remembered when I got up this morning of everything I set up last night before I went to bed. Forgot to check if the phone works. So this one might end up being a little bit interesting. But I'm going to call a good friend of mine. He goes by the name of Crystal Mad. He's recently signed to Nightbreed Recordings, so we're going to see if we can catch him on the phone right about now. Let's see if this works. Oh, I can hear ringing. That's a good sign, isn't it? Come on, Matthew, pick up. I think he's still in bed.
Hello?
Oh, we haven't woke Princess up, have we?
Oh my god, are you joking?
We are joined on the phone by Crystal Mad. You sounded enthusiastic, mate. You sound like you're living life, ready for the weekend, ready to rock.
Yeah, I've literally just woke up. What is going on? Are you doing a show?
Yes, mate, live and direct on Facebook, so don't swear or say anything nasty that might get you into trouble. You've seen the internet explosions at the moment.
Yeah.
So what's going on with life anyway, man? Yeah, I was just introducing to the people now, saying new talent from the UK scene signed to Nightbreed Recordings. How did that one come about, son?
Oh man, what was it? I was on holiday, with Gemma, my girlfriend in South Africa last year, and I just sent a demo away to them, and literally instantly they got back to me, and the rest is history, man. Kind of, we're a year on now, sort of released, 6, 7 tracks, all of them doing pretty well, so yeah, things are going good, man.
Yeah, so I've seen you've been out in Europe as well, because I know obviously kind of, you've been a big fan of the scene for years, so you'd been out to the festivals like as a clubber, but I've seen you out playing there, it's like I've seen you performing at DEFCON 1 and you were at Cubase as well and that, so how did that feel for you, like, kind of like to go from, like, maybe the year before, kind of you thought, oh, next year I'll book a ticket and go there, but, kind of like 12 months later you're there on the stage playing, how was that?
It's crazy, even now it doesn't feel real, do you know what I mean? I've spent all my life, like adult life, looking at those stages, do you know what I mean? And to actually get on them and look out was just, it kind of made me feel I was doing something right, do you know what I mean, production wise.
Yeah, it's one of them things, isn't it? I always say it's kind of like you can put in all the motivation in the world, but it's like if you're not getting anything back, it's difficult to stay motivated. So I suppose when you get that big bump, it makes all the graft worth it.
Oh man, inspiration levels went to the max after all of that, do you know what I mean? It was just back home, get in the studio, push harder, do you know what I mean? Just make that my life.
Cool. So what have you got coming up anyway, man? It's like obviously, we speak quite a bit these days and you're always a busy man. You've got a lot going on like that. So what's going on in your world at the moment? What projects have you been working on?
Well, we've been working on our track together. There's a project that I'm working on that I can't really say much about right now, but it's going to be pretty big. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes for that at the moment. But tonight I'm sort of recording a video for a track, and then we're filming another video for our track next week. So everything will kind of become apparent to the world at the end of the month when there's a bit of an announcement. But there's lots and lots going on, lots of music production sort of going on, so there's going to be loads of new tunes coming very soon.
Cool. And I just wanted to ask you as well, obviously, so, you know, from the perspective of both being from the UK, now it's like we know that, you know, the majority of the talent, let's not kid ourselves, in the hardstyle scene kind of has always come from Holland, you know, and kind of out that way, you know, like pepperings of, you know, Germany, Belgium, you know, different areas around there, but it's predominantly been Holland. But UK does seem to be having a little burst at the moment. I mean, we just played a remix by Aviate, who's killing it at the moment. Obviously, Kyle MKN's, you know, doing his thing with reverse bass, and, you know, kind of like, you know, Kane, you know, is now absolutely killing it, like, you know, and that's in, you know, and you're coming through and doing that type of thing. What do you think is kind of like going on with the UK scene at the moment? Do you think there's kind of like a bit of a resurgence with the hard beats?
Yeah, I mean, it is starting to pick up. I mean, there's the thing that I've noticed about the UK is when I go away to places like Holland, there's always loads of people from the UK there. But actually in the UK, it seems to be, especially for where I live, it's like we're spread out a lot. There's not like a sort of condensed group of people that are into the music in the UK. But when we sort of go to Holland, it seems like we're over there in force all the time, man, which is great to see. It would just be great to see that turn around and sort of go towards the UK events that people are trying to put on as well.
Yeah, I totally feel you on that one, man. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like, you know, I've said for a while, it's like when you see how many people come out to, you know, things like DEF CON and stuff, and obviously it's an amazing event and it's worth flying over. But I always say it's, you know, it's important to support your homegrown roots. You know, you can't go to DEF CON every weekend, but, you know, there's a hard event going on somewhere, so, you know, go out, show support, and it can only help the scene grow. And then that obviously, you know, is kind of, you know, going to be more bookings for new talent to come through, which is back to what we were saying earlier about people having that, you know, that kind of that inspiration to, you know, to carry on and keep pushing with things. So yeah, but I think, you know, the amount of talent that's coming through at the moment, I think it's good signs for the UK at the moment.
Yeah, man, 100%. It's great to see that there's more of us sort of pushing it, flying the flag for the UK than the art styles. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Buzzing for that.
Cool. So I'm going to let you go back to sleep in a little bit, Chief. But yeah, we're going to play a track of yours, a new one that's just been released, Out of Control. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that track and how it's been received on the scene? Because I've been seeing it's getting a lot of support from people.
Yeah, man, it's done really well. It's a digital punk, and sort of Zanny have all supported it. It's kind of, I don't know, it's just a stand-up party track, do you know what I mean? I just thought, let's make a track that everybody can just get absolutely down to. No big melodies, it's just driving force, heavy energy. So hopefully people like it in the UK too.
Awesome stuff. Right, I'm going to let you get back to sleep then, Chief, and don't think this is going to be the last time I'm going to be waking you up at this time in the morning. You never know, man.
I look forward to the next one, mate.
Awesome. Right, cool. Very glad to catch up with Crystal Mad there. We'll be catching up with him again soon in the future. Like I said, a big talent on the scene and definitely somebody to watch. We're going to play his brand new track out on Nightbreed Recordings. This is Out of Control.
Boys in your house, you cool ones to rock, yeah, I know how
up to the club with your boys and your hoes. Your crew wants to rock, yeah, I know how it goes. You want that raw style flavor with that upbeat flow. When it's time to drop the bass and get it out of control. You roll up to the club with your boys and your hoes. Your crew wants to rock, yeah, I know how it goes. You want that raw style flavor with that upbeat flow. When it's time to drop the bass and get it out of control.
Yes, so track in the background there from Crystal Mad, Out of Control, as we've just spoken to a very tired and confused Crystal Mad. I feel like I should feel guilty about it, you know, like waking people up and putting them like kind of live on Facebook, but I really don't. I just don't, if I'm honest. I think it's funny. Who else can we call? I'll maybe give Jordan Suckley a call in a bit. Joey Riot, he's always up early. You'd never think when you see Joey, you think he's kind of a party animal, but he's actually kind of like one of them people that gets up really early in the morning, goes to the gym and makes you feel guilty about your life. But next up, we've got a feature where I need you to get involved in the Facebook chat. It's the Mystery Years.
Hey, this is Darren Styles, keeping the rave alive with Kutski.
If somehow you've never listened to Breakfast Radio before in your life, let me explain a little bit about the feature. Up next, the Mystery Years. I play you a bunch of tracks from a specific year in time, and you have to get in touch with me in the Facebook chat and let me know what year you think it is. And as I said last time, we all know you can use Discogs and Google. Don't do that. Let's just have a little bit of fun, see if you can guess it. I'll start with some obscure cuts a little bit earlier on, and as we go in a little bit deeper, I'll throw some more obvious ones. So by the end of it, you should definitely 100% be able to get it. This one in the background up first. Hard House Classic by Die Witness, the remix of What Would You Like to Hear Again? What year do you think it's from? Let me know in the Facebook comments. As we go back into the beats, it's Kutski with a Hard Boiled Breakfast, the Mystery Years. suggestions flying in on Facebook. Gary says, is it 1991? No. Danielle getting a little bit closer, who says 2000? Not quite. Alex says maybe early 90s, maybe 1994. I'm afraid not. Stacey says 1998. Close but no cigar. Michael says 1993. Nope. Maybe hard house isn't your style of music. Maybe this isn't the one that's going to help you identify what year it is. Maybe you like your beats that little bit harder.
Hey y'all, this is Scott Brown. You're listening to Keeping the Rave Alive with DJ Kutski.
Well, if you like your beats hard and fast, of course, you're going to remember the legendary hardcore techno label from the UK, Death Chant Records. One of my favourite labels of all time. And from the same year as Die Witness, What Would You Like to Hear Again, also came Diplomat with Brainwave. What year was it, though? Playing this one just reminds me of how much I love Death Chant Records. What a label. Maybe we have to get somebody like Producer or Hellfish in on the Keeping the Rave Alive show, do a classic Death Chant guest mix. Brand new show of Keeping the Rave Alive up online. Actually, while I think on, check that out after the show. But back to the issue in hand. What year was this from? In the background, you can hear Diplomat with Brainwave. Before that, you heard Die Witness, What Would You Like to Hear Again? The hard house releases on Tidy Tracks. Terry Stewart says 1996. Close but no cigar, Terry. Danny Cotton says 1993, a little bit early there, mate. Graham Anderson says 2003, a little bit late. Pete says 1999. I feel like everybody's got so close hitting different angles, but they haven't quite hit it on the nail on the head yet. So maybe it's time we gave you something a little bit more obvious.
Hey everybody, this is MC Deviate, and you're listening to Kutski on Keeping the Rave Alive. Crop for the Kutski! Rock on!
So, I played you a classic hard houser. I played you a Gabba track. And if neither of them two are what you were about in the scene, but you listen to this show, I'm going to have a guess and say if you were around raving back in this year, you were listening to happy hardcore. And if you were around raving in that era, you're going to know this one as the absolute definitive UK hardcore classic of all time, I think, or certainly one of them. And if you weren't around raving back then, you're going to know this one nonetheless. Bang! Shooting Star. What year was it released? So your suggestions have been coming in for the mystery years this year. Joshua says 1998, close but no cigar. Chris Robinson says 1998 also, no. Rachel Bates says 96. No. Dom Ashton, Beats says 1995. Close, but you didn't get it. Our winner, and only one guy got it right from what I can see on the chat at the moment. Sean McKenna got 1997. Maybe a little bit early for some of you guys. This was my peak raving era when I was just started getting into dance music, so I know all this stuff off by heart. But we're going a little later in the show.
This is Max Enforcer, keeping the rave alive with Kutski.
We'll go for something in the 2000s next.
Returns with an offbeat ditty called Beat Cannon. It gets its name from the bouncing bass, which was produced by sounding together two notes of slightly different frequencies, thereby obtaining beat frequencies. The peculiar attack of the upper 2 points is obtained by playing the first tenth of a second of each note at 4 times the amplitude of the rest of the note. Here is Beat Cannon.
But I've just got to say a big up to everybody that didn't go and Google the answers for it. That's what we like, have a little bit of fun, make it a bit of a game. So we're going to be doing Mystery Years again at 8:20. Like I said, a little bit later in time. This one, everybody listening to the show, you should get this, it's a little bit more recent. But right about now, we're going in for our hardstyle requests mix. If you want a tune played on the show, if I've got it, hit me up in the Facebook chat.
Stronger than a hurricane. Is obtained by playing the first tenth of a second of each note at 4 times the amplitude of the rest of it. Here is Beat Cannon.
To the concrete angel.
Yes, it's Kutski in the Mix, Hard Boiled Breakfast Episode 2 for November 2017. Starting to get light outside finally. If you want to show some love, if you're feeling the beats, do me one favour, punch the share button, let's spread the word, spread the music, get those numbers up.
Let me breathe you in and break the walls till
inside your shivering, the silence shouts so loud. I just want to stay around. While my heart beats, I promise I won't let you down. If you keep building these walls, brick by brick towers so tall, soon I won't see you at all. Till the concrete angel falls. I knew who you were from the start, but now I don't know who you are. Soon there'll be nothing at all. Till the concrete angel falls. I knew who you were from the start, but now I don't know who you are. Soon there'll be nothing at all. Till the concrete angel falls. Till the concrete angel falls.
Yes, hardstyle requests with Kutski. See this one in the chat, had to dig it out quickly. Luckily I found it in my library. Plutonian Boy and Neo, Floor Killer. Hardstyle classic, I haven't heard this one for years. I used to love this tune. Absolute anthem. This was one of those tracks that really transitioned me over from the hard trance sound into early hardstyle. Still feeling it today.
Keeping the rave alive.
If you've got any other tracks you want to hear me play, we're going to be doing hardcore requests later in the show. Keep them held down for now, but if you want a hardstyle or hard dance beats, let me know in the comments right about now. We go back in the mix.
It's DJ Kutski in the mix.
style is mine.
Me fera bouger la tête. ¿Y dónde está mi gente? Say yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2, 3, luego.
This one, a little bit polarising, I suppose, a little bit Marmite. But I love the original, you know, even before it was big in the charts, big commercial one, and this Dr. Funk remix. It's been doing the damage for me out on the dance floors, bringing the freestyle flavours. It's Kutski, Hard Boiled Breakfast Radio. Really cool remix I got sent through from Pat B during the week. That Paul Elstack track, smashing it out in Europe. I can't even pronounce it. It was Kin van der Duivel. This is the Pat B 98 old school mix. I love the way he's even got the pops and crackles of vinyl in the background. Sounding very like 98 to piano, Force DJ team track. Sick mashup. Big shout out to Pat B. Big fan of his work at the moment. Okay, if you listen to the first Hard Boiled Breakfast show we did about a month ago now, we did a feature where we said, where are they now? And we played a bunch of tracks by artists that were in the hard scene that went on to do other cool stuff. But I thought we'd mix it up a little bit this week.
Yo, DJ Kutski, keep the rave alive, man. This is DJ The Viper.
Because I thought there's only so many artists that we can cover that if we want it to be a regular feature. So I thought we'd do a new feature this week that I'm calling Back to Your Roots, where we play the first track by massive artists in the scene, because it's quite fun to go back and listen to some of the early productions. This one in the background now, this guy you will know as being one of the true legends and pioneers of the hardstyle scene. But as you can hear in the background, he cut his teeth way back in the 90s in the hardcore scene. Of course, I'm talking about the legend that is DJ Isaac. And his first release way back in 1995. He calls this one Bad Dreams. Check it out. Old school classic. Yeah, shout out DJ Isaac, one of the true legends of the scene. Big fans of him. One of the nicest guys in the scene as well. And make sure you check out his Hardstyle Sessions podcast. He's just hit his 100th episode. Awesome stuff.
Yo, this is Slipmatt, keeping the rave alive with Kutski.
But check it out after I've finished here, like, don't cut me off for Isaac. We love him, but not that much. So we're continuing with our Back to the Roots as we go in for a track in the background now. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make a bold statement. Nobody in the chat right now knows what this track in the background is, but everybody knows the artist that I'm talking about.
You know what time it is.
They dominated the 90s UK rave scene, underground and then commercial. They're still one of the biggest names in dance music. Of course, The Prodigy, but this was their first ever release in 1991 entitled Android. Comments in the Facebook chat feed. Didn't realise Joey Riot was there. I wouldn't have been so confident because I know Joey knows his music. But I wasn't expecting him to be up this early either. Alright, smart ass. Seems as you're up nice and early. We'll give you a call in a little bit and see how Religion was last weekend. Big party down on the south coast of England. We're catching up with Joey Riot in about 10 minutes' time. But first, it's time for one more. Back to your roots.
Hey y'all, this is Scott Brown. You're listening to Keeping the Rave Alive with DJ Kutski.
This guy has pioneered the hardcore scene into the mainstream without compromising his style at all. Still one of the hardest acts in the hardcore scene, but smashing it worldwide, playing some of the biggest festivals, exposing the sounds of hardcore, and like I said, no compromise on the hardness of the music. Of course, I'm talking about the one and only Anger Fist. And this track in the background, his first ever release way back in 2002, and I actually had this on vinyl. I remember picking it up from the record shop and thinking, what an awesome track. And I'm pretty sure this guy's going to go on to do big things. And he did. Anger Fist, this is Criminally Insane.
Hardcore. Hardcore.
If you've just woken up, where have you been? You've slept through half of the day. You've been here since 6:30 rocking out the hard beats, but if you have just woken up, I'm sure that'll have really woken you up. Better than a cup of coffee, Anger Fist with Criminally Insane. First ever released by the Masked Hardcore Warrior back in 2002. Awesome stuff.
This is Billy Daniel Button. Kutski, take him back to the old.
It's Kutski, hard-boiled breakfast here with you until 9 a.m. Everybody's favourite breakfast show. Fortified with hard beats, bringing you the harder styles, the full spectrum, new and old. Joey Riot's going to be joining us on the phone. In about 5 minutes' time, we're going to be playing a brand new track that he's been working on. We've still got the Mystery Years Part 2 coming up, Hardcore Requests Mix, and an old school classic to finish up the show. We've only just reached the halfway point, so if you have just tuned in, don't worry, you haven't missed out. You can always go back, listen again online after. If you're feeling the beats, punch the share button, spread the love, wake up some of your friends, tag somebody who you think needs to wake up to these hard beats. Right about now we go in for another classic on the hard trance tip. This is Sequel Bass, the third chapter. Oh, I love these old school hard trance classics so much. If you've listened to any of my recent productions, you can hear these sounds and influences coming through on just about everything from hardstyle to hardcore. Awesome, awesome stuff. But as we move on with the show now, I think it's time we wake up another DJ. How about you?
Hey, this is Darren Styles, keeping the rave alive with Kutski.
Saw Joey Riot in the comments giving me shit because he knew about music, which you'd expect from one of the leaders of the UK hardcore scene. Let's see if he's so smart if I call him and wake him up at this time in the morning. Let's see if we can get Joey Riot on the line. It's ringing, that's a good sign.
Hello.
Here we go, Mr. Riot. How's it going, son?
Morning, John. How are you?
You sounded a little bit fresher than Matt Crystal Mad did. We called him like at 7 o'clock this morning. He was like, hello. Like for the first minute, it's like I was just having a talk. Yeah, I had to kind of like, you know, just kind of like keep talking and like freestyling for a little bit while he was like trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
Well, that's why I said to you, don't phone me at 7, phone him at 7, because that would have been the exact same. Actually, my alarm went off at 7 o'clock, and I thought I hit snooze, but I actually switched it off, and then I woke up in a blind panic and seen it was 7:30. I was like, it's cool. Yeah. So I've been up, got myself a coffee, and yeah, just getting on with the day, man.
Getting on with the day.
I'm tuned into the show as well. It's sounding really good, man.
Oh, cool, man. Thanks. Yeah. It's like kind of, it's one of them things. Is it's like, you know, I've got this weekend off, so you know, I thought, oh, what can I do? You know, kind of like nice and relaxed. You know, kind of like have a bit of a chill out, break away from everything.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm just going to set my alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning and do a live stream from my bedroom. You know what I mean? So we're just too addicted to the scene, aren't we, these days?
Yeah. I know that feeling, mate.
So anyway, you had a big party going on down on the south coast. I played the first edition for you of Religion, and it was absolutely awesome. And I seen you had a really stacked lineup last weekend. How did that party go, man? What was the score?
Yeah, it went well, man. It went well again. A lot of feedback saying it was better than the first one. Yeah, like you say, you played the very first party, and we had such a great vibe at that, and we set our stall to just kind of up the ante a bit in the second one, and I think we've done that. So yeah, the absolute great vibes on the dance floor. All the DJs had a great time as well. That's something that's really important, is to make sure the artists are looked after and stuff as well.
Yeah, because I even saw you pimp cars, man. What was going on with that?
Yeah, well, it's actually just one of my friends who was offering to do a bit of driving for us. He actually went off his own bat and done that himself, man. He asked for all the logos and stuff, and he actually goes out to a lot of the parties in Holland and stuff with me. So, you know, he sees how it's done. But that's what we're trying to do, is kind of bring the European vibe, how kind of professional, the professionality they bring to the events. And he done that off his own bat, though. He's like, I see all the cars do it out there. He said, so I thought I would do it to my car. So he done it to his own car, and then, you know, went and picked up Audio Freaking Anime from the airport for us, and that was a great little touch, man. He still got it in his car.
That's amazing. Yeah, because it is just like the little things like that, isn't it? That, you know, kind of really make, you know, people like you know, when you look at it, it just gives it that extra air of class. And when I saw that on Instagram, I was like, wow, Joey's raised the game here, like.
Yeah. So we're trying to raise the game little by little. Obviously, it's a bit more difficult. We've not got the budgets of the European parties, but you know, we're trying to kind of slowly bring that vibe, and hopefully, because there's a big contingent from the UK goes abroad. You know, a lot. It's not like the scene's dying here. It's just a lot of people are going kind of elsewhere for better raves. So we're just trying to do kind of what you're doing with keeping the rave alive. You know, try and bring that kind of multi-genre vibe and just to mix it with the best of the UK music, you know, and bring something like a little bit different to the UK, especially on the south coast. Yeah,
it's funny you should say that though, because Matt Crystal Mad said exactly the same thing. He was like, whenever you go to the big European parties, there's tons of British people there, so we just need to get them out of the clubs in the UK as well. So
yeah, this is it, mate.
Yeah, so what have you been up to anyway? You've been in the studio with Dougal this week, I believe.
Yeah, we've been working on it. We were in there on Monday, and that was obviously after quite a stressful weekend. And we still managed to, I mean, we got like a good backing down for a track, which we're sending off to some vocalists now. I've been working quite a lot with Dougal because we're now sharing the same studio, and we've done a collaboration with you, didn't we? Which turned out bloody amazing. So
yeah, it's a bit of a banger, that one, isn't it? A couple of times I've teased it, or I've played it out at parties and put a video clip up online, and people have been like, "What's the track? What's the track?" And I'm like, "Yep, that's a good sign."
Yeah, And even all the artists are you know, from dance styles right down to, you know, the kind of up and come guys are asking for a copy of it. So must be doing something right. So happy days, man.
Awesome stuff. So what have you got planned this weekend? Are you out doing, because obviously for anybody that doesn't know, we've got Joey Riot on the phone, who's like, you know, kind of UK hardcore legend, also one half of Destructive Tendencies that the European guys may know a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm actually out doing a DT gig this weekend. We're playing Nightmare, which used to be Nightmare in Rotterdam, but now it's in Zoetermeer, which is in the Silver Dome.
So like, shit, we need to get a new web URL.
yeah, pretty much. When I see I was playing Nightmare, that's one of the kind of parties that, like Thunderdome the other week, that I've always wanted to go to, just as even as when I was a teenager, I used to be into all the kind of early bouncy techno and kind of harder Dutch sounds that I always wanted to go to. Now we're playing there as Destructive Tendencies. It's just awesome, man. So I can't wait for that. It's crazy because it's a real big weekend in Holland. You've got Syndicate on as well. Not Syndicate, sorry. What do you call it? You've got so many big parties on, and you know, Nightmare's still standing alone in the Silver Dome. So it's bonkers, man.
Yeah, crazy stuff. So we're going to play a track, but let you get on with the rest of your weekend. Now, the track that you sent over, it's a Primetime Players thing, which is another, like, kind of, I don't know, like, can we say boy band that you're a part of?
You can, if you like, yeah.
Primetime Players, the #1 boy band in the UK hardcore scene, which you're also a member of. Tell us a little bit about who Primetime Players is and what the concept behind that project is.
Yeah, it was a bit like trying to make a kind of a hardcore, like, super band, you know, a bit like, you know, just kind of just another project, another side project. So it was myself, Club Phil, and Alex Prospect, and we had the MC Stormfront. We played the West main stage last year, and then we started making a bunch of tracks for some of the shows that we've done. This is one of the tracks that I made for the show, and it's really it's kind of strange because I made it nearly 2 years ago now, but it's really starting to blow up now. It's just one of them because you sometimes make a track and you want to put it out, but you just kind of wait on it blowing up, and it's just starting to get a lot of support now, and just everyone's asking for it. So I'm kind of glad I sat on it for that little bit longer. I think I'm going to get some remixes and stuff done, and then get the release out. So yeah, this is Primetime Players, and don't know how to make it happy.
Awesome stuff. Right, we're going to let Joey Riot get on with the rest of his weekend and go out raving in Holland on the Destructive Tendencies vibe as we play him out with a brand new track from the Primetime Players. Check it out.
Call me insecure, call me dramatic, and never look at yourself if it makes you feel better than me. How do you think saying I'm pathetic is ever gonna help? It's only helping me to leave, 'cause I don't know how to make you happy. Your baggage is too much for me to carry, and please don't tell me that you love me, 'cause love would never make me feel this ugly, this like me.
Yes, many thanks to Joey Riot for joining us on the show this morning. Random one, just went downstairs to get a drink while the track was playing and I saw a random dog in my back garden. I don't know whose it is. And this track, like, I could see it was running out in 2.5 minutes, so I was like, sort out the dog and dead air. So yeah, the dog's still roaming around the back garden right about now. I can only assume it's one of the neighbours. So yeah, you can check up on Facebook in about an hour's time when I'm not live on air anymore and maybe I'll have adopted the dog. I wonder if the professional radio studios have this problem. The presenter goes to the toilet halfway through the show and adopts a dog. All part of the vibe on Hard-Boiled Radio. Unprofessionalism is what we do best. So we're going to move on with the show right about now as we go in for our Mystery Years Part 2.
Kutski, keep the rave alive, man. This is DJ The Viper.
So if you missed the first time round, pretty simple to explain feature. The Mystery Years, like every other breakfast radio show, but with a hard twist. I play you a bunch of tracks from a specific year in time, and you get involved in the Facebook chat and let me know which year you think it is, and you can't use Google or Discogs because that's cheating, and I'll know, because I can see you. It's that little webcam, it works two ways. First song coming in from Gostoza. You may remember a project on the Scantrax label. I love this tune when it came out. A little later in time, I'll give you a clue. First we did 1998. This is a lot later than that. This is Gostoza with Sutra. Which year is it from? Let me know in the Facebook comments. It's Kutski Hard-Boiled Radio.
Cool reflection of shimmering light won't let me sleep again. Pretty patterns casting far and wide. My mind's alive and awake with it. I dream of long empty shores. I hear the crash of the waves. I know this dream is also yours. So let's leave today. There's something about today that makes me feel this way. Sama Sutra. There's something about today. There's something I should say. It's Sama Sutra.
Okay, dog update. The dog's still in the garden. But now I'm worried to keep looking out the window because if I see somebody in my back garden go to get the dog back, then I've got to kind of go down and have that neighbourly conversation with them. And if if I don't have that conversation, I've got to explain that I've got to run because I'm live streaming a radio show from my house, which is probably going to freak the neighbours out even more. So we're just going to leave the dog there for now. If anyone's missing a black Labrador, might know where it is. Anyway, back to the topic in hand. The mystery years. I had a lot of suggestions in for this one. Like I said, it's a little bit later, so maybe a little bit easier for some of you guys out there. Barry Collins says 2011, so does Hamish Johnson. Craig Miller says 2003 or 2005. No, not quite.
Hey, this is The Lead, and you're listening to Keeping the Rave Alive with Kutski.
Now, we have had some correct suggestions. There's quite a few straight away with this, so you're obviously on the ball a little bit later. Once the coffee's kicked in, your memory's coming back. But I'm not going to give it away just yet as we move on to this remix of Outblast Eardrums by some guy called Kutski and Bioweapon. What year did this come out? Yes, definitely a lot more people getting this one right. So far you've heard Gostoza, Sutra, Outblast, Eardrums, Kutski and Bioweapon remix. It's the Mystery Years with Kutski, Hard-Boiled Radio. Terry says 2014, 2015, a little bit late there, Chief. Sarah Ward says 2008, a little bit early. I like to keep the game interesting by playing different tracks from different styles from that year, and as we go on, we go that little bit more obvious. Don't worry, I've been keeping a note of who got it first because there's been a lot of correct suggestions this time. If you haven't got it yet, I'm going to give you one more clue.
Hey everybody, this is MC Deviate, and you're listening to Kutski on Keeping the Rave Alive. Crop for the Kutski! Rock on!
Darren Styles, Out of My Head. Does this give it away? Okay, I can see in the chat Danielle saying that she needs to get into work. She's like, reveal the damn year. Jim Gibson got it right, as did Jesse Hobson and Dennis Costa and many, many more. Of course, the year 2010. Yeah, I think the closer we get to the modern day, the better you guys are getting at this game. So yeah, obviously we do 2 per show, so I might do 1 deep cut and then 1 a little bit more obvious. We've got about 30 minutes left of the show. It's time to get in the mix. Your requests on the Facebook chat.
Hey everybody, this is MC Deviate, and you're listening to Kutski on Keeping the Rave Alive. Crop for the crop for my Kutski! Rock on!
It's DJ Kutski in the mix.
I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks. He wore black and I wore white. He would always win the fight. Bang, bang. He shot me down. Bang, bang. I hit the ground. Bang, bang. That awful sound. Bang, bang. My baby shot me. Down, 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 down. Baby shot me. Down, 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 down.
Get your shouts and requests in the Facebook comments. 30 minutes left. Let's go in hard.
Keeping the rave alive.
Baby shot me. sticks. He wore black and I wore white. He would always baby shot me.
This one in the background now is the one that I was talking about earlier with Joey Riot, collaboration between myself, him and Dougal. Super happy with the reaction of this one on the dance floors. Sorry that I have to talk over it as well, but you know, zippy share and all that.
just wanna feel like this forever. I love it when my feet don't touch the ground, touch the ground. Don't wanna let these colors fade, kaleidoscopes inside my head. Just wanna feel like this, just wanna feel like this forever.
Okay, let's get some shouts on the go. Snapchat crew, I see you. Jamie Fox. I guess not the Jamie Fox, James Fox. Shout out to Aaron Robertson. Shout out to Mark Davies. Jody Shepherd. Dennis Costa. Sophie Lynn. Shout to Hamish Johnson. Wants to know if the dog's still there. I haven't had a look. I can nip out in a minute. I'll just get this mix out the way and I'll go and have a little look and see how we are on Dog Watch. Okay, Dog Watch update. Dog appears to have left the premises. I'm a little bit sad if I'm honest. As much as I was going, oh, I don't have to deal with a random dog that's turned up at my house. I kind of wanted I want a pet. But responsible Kutski says, don't get a pet because I travel so much, but I kind of want to steal someone's dog.
This is a recent human phenomenon. These rooms where people just get together and dance with a guy on a turntable that's just sort of pressing play and all this electronic music and lights, this didn't exist. Now they have laser shows, the strobes, like look at this. Beautiful to look at. The music is insane. Those people are on ecstasy. Those people are fucked up. MDMA. There's also pills. MDMA. The music is insane. I'd love that a place like this exists, though, man. That these kids can get together and just go fucking bananas. Because you can make some life decisions in these kind of rooms. You can decide how you're going to live your life. Sometimes you can go to a place like this and you just experience joy and laughter and fun and partying. And you're just in this fantasy land.
It's DJ Kutski in the mix.
Here's an interesting thing, too. It's sort of an unspoken thing. But there's booze flowing, for sure. But there's also pills. A lot of those people are on MDMA. There's also pills. like if you could light people up, if a little thought light bulb popped up on their head when you look down the dance floor at all the different people that are on MDMA, it literally might be like 60% of the people are on ecstasy.
Keeping the rave alive.
Kutski, MDMA. There's also pills. The music is insane. MDMA. There's also pills. MDMA. Those people are on ecstasy. Those people are fucked up. MDMA. Those people are on ecstasy. Those people are fucked up. MDMA. There's also pills. MDMA. Those people are on ecstasy. Those people are fucked up.
Yes, pumping up the tempo as we move towards the end of the show. Got about 10 minutes left. Maybe we sneak a couple more in at the end. We finish the show with an old school classic. Either old school hardcore or old school hardstyle. Let me know in the comments which you want to finish with on this show, and I will deliver. loving this one in the background now. Furian's remix of Daft Punk. Brutal. Okay, I've narrowed the last track of the show down. We're either going in for Dis Reaction, Yeehaw, or DJ Isaac's mix of Red Hot Chili Peppers, How Long? Let me know in the Facebook chat what track you want to end on this week. I've got one more in the mix before we go in for our last track of the show. If you've been feeling the beats this morning, if you've been here since the beginning, wherever you joined in, remember you can listen again after the show from beginning to end, Facebook Live. You can check the video there. We'll be putting the audio up on Mixcloud, iTunes, podcast. In the process of sorting that one out at the moment. Stay tuned here on the Kutski Facebook page for more info as and when I get that sorted. Also YouTube, hopefully recording the video, get this one up on YouTube as well. But for now, if you've been feeling the beats, make sure you punch the share button. A little bit late to be getting people to join the party, but they'll see it in their timeline. Maybe it'll be a nice little present when they get out of work. Get you hyped for the weekend. One more track in the mix, then the old school classic.
Destroy.
charged. I just wanna dance among the stars. I just wanna dance among the stars. I just wanna dance among the stars. These after hours got me charged. Hours got me charged. I just wanna dance among the stars. I just wanna dance among the stars. I just wanna dance among the stars. Hours got me charged.
So that almost brings us to a close of another hard-boiled breakfast. Hope you enjoyed the beats. If you want more, make sure you check out the Keeping the Rave Alive podcast. New episode dropped this morning with a guest mix from the player, if you're feeling the hardcore beats. And make sure you check out next weekend, next Saturday, the 25th of November, our Keeping the Rave Alive party in Glasgow, the O2 Academy, with myself, The Tweakers, Wild Styles, the player, Bass Chasers, big lineup on that one. But it's time for that one last track before I get out of here. I see your Facebook comments, and it was quite one-sided this week, so we're going to have to finish the show with a hardcore classic from Disreaction. This is Yeehaw. Personally, this track brings back so many memories of Stu Allen playing it on Key 103, hearing it on tape packs, never knowing what this track was, never being able to get it, and when I finally got my hands on it, many years later, I'm still so happy. Still makes me happy when I hear this intro part. Thanks again for joining me. Make sure to punch the share button, like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned. Hopefully we're going to do this show once a month. I'll give you advance notice of when to tune in, and you can always catch it after the fact as well, but it's kind of more fun to join in live, isn't it? Have a safe weekend out raving, wherever you are. Have a good one. This is Kutski signing out. Keep the rave alive.
It's DJ Kutski in the mix.